Alrighty guys, so today I'm going to talk to you about the difference between a dirt and cheap and nasty scope and the top of the line super expensive scope that all the pros use. So let's get into it and see the difference. Alrighty, so we have three scopes here of three different prices. So first of all we have the cheap and nasty one, which probably retails at about $30. 30 Australian dollars, so I'm guessing it'll probably be about 20 American or something like that. And the reason why this is so cheap and inexpensive, it has no click system. There's no click system or adjustment. Or to adjust it, you have to loosen a tight screw, and then it slides up and down. And where you get it right, when it's right, you tighten it back up. And you've got your sight settings. So that's step number one. That's the main reason why it's so cheap, is because and it's not very accurate, because you can't go, oh, I need to go up 2 fractions of a millimeter, and you move it up and you don't know how far you moved it, and then when you're tightening it, you're changing it, and it's really hard to be super accurate with one of these versions of scopes. So that's the main thing, is that you don't have very good adjustability with the cheap scope. Now if we go up to say maybe, I don't know, 100 Australian, so what's that, about 80 American or something, this is the next version up, and this has a click, and you can click to adjust it, but it's not very good, and it slides like this. You lift it up, and how it works, come on, stop, focus, come on, focus. So how it works is that it's got a little thread up and down this, God, this camera's on fire today. So how it works, if you can see, it has little notches or teeth all the way down the side. Oh God, hurry up and focus in. So there, can you see? It's got teeth, there we go. You can see it's got teeth all the way down the side, and then on the rotator it's got a little thread, and every time you click it, it slides it up and down the thread. Now this is a little bit more accurate than the last version, because you can go 1 click high. You go, oh, I'm just out, 1 click, and then it's up. But the distance between this click would probably be about a millimeter. So every time I click this, it moves a millimeter. So that's not very adjustable, if you think about it that way, because a millimeter over 90 meters is massive. It's a massive amount of difference if you're shooting, if you're going up a millimeter on your click. It's probably nearly a whole hash on the really good bow, on the really good scope, I mean. So that's the mediocre. Now we go to the top of the line, Achieve Carbon, the Carbon Achieve sight. Absolutely beautiful scope, this one, sight, sorry, beautiful sight. Super light, super sturdy, super everything's good. And with this one, it has a click system on a bar on inside the, can we see that? There we go. So on the inside of the machine is a thread, and the scope slides up and down on that, and then we have a click system that is absolutely brilliant. Can't even hear it, can you? Can you? Now this is the way to be accurate. Now here we have such more tiny sight settings. So we have the ability to be so much more accurate with the high-end scope. Now this scope's probably, I think, was about 600 or 700 Australian dollars, so it's not cheap at all, and it's probably more expensive than most average bows. But if you want to be one of the top archers, that's what you got to do. You got to step up and get the super expensive stuff sometimes. Now, like I said with the other one, the click difference was about a millimeter. You could probably be a millimeter before you could, each click was about a millimeter. But with this one, it is 0.018 of an inch. So it is like fraction of a fraction of a fraction is the click. So we're doing the most minute fractionest of a click. So when you want to be super accurate, this is the way to go, because when you just say you're just outside the X and you're like, oh, I just want to bring it in a bit, 2 little tickles, 2 little clicks, and you're in there. Whereas with the other ones, you couldn't do it. There's no way you could be this accurate with the other scopes. So that's a little bit about on the difference between a cheap scope and an expensive scope. And it's pretty much to do with how nice the clicks are and all that jazz. And how small the clicks are. And how precise it is every click. So every time you do a click, it's exactly the same size too. Bang, bang. I know that each click is exactly the same. It's going to slide up and down. It has a quick sliding system too. You have a button here. You can push and then you can slide it up and down faster. And then your left and right on the side, your vertical up on the top. So that's and with the what also makes these expensive sights more worth it, there is no first or second or third adjustment on these sights. You cannot adjust the second or the third axis, no way on this whatsoever. But on these expensive ones, you can. It has all the first, second and the third adjustment screws on there. So the more you pay, the more adjustment you get and the more ability you have to be a more accurate shooter. So it does pay off to get a more expensive scope, but you can still shoot alright groups with the old cheap and nasty one. But if you want to be right up there and shoot great groups, you want to shoot the old expensive version. Alrighty guys, so that's it. The cheap and nasty, the mediocre, and the top of the line. So it's totally up to you which ones you want to choose. And if I was you, as you can tell, I have all three, and that's because I worked my way up. The first one I got was this one. So when I first started archery, this was the scope I was using. Then I've upgraded. Now I've got myself a clicker version, so I can click and be a bit more accurate. And then when I started shooting good and got a good bow and a good compound bow, I went and got the top of the line version. And let me say thanks to Greg and me missus. It was a Christmas present, this one, so I'm absolutely stoked by that. Greg and me missus went home, so I was absolutely pumped with that, so I'm still stoked about that actually, because I wouldn't have it otherwise. So I'm stoked about that. Thanks guys. Alright guys, so if you like this video, hit the like button for us, hit the subscribe button. Let me know if you like just the unedited me talking, or you want me to zip it and edit it out so it's a quick 2-minute video. Let me know, because I can do that as well. But I think it's more natural, me just talking like this, me just going off the cuff and saying what I think, because that comes across a bit more natural and a bit more how average people would think, I think, and how average people would work things out. So if you like the video guys, you just know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all the buttons, and we should be good to go. Got another 20 seconds. If I can make another 20 seconds, I'm going to hit the 10-minute mark. And that's always a better video if you hit the 10-minute mark on the old YouTube things anyway. Alrighty guys, so if there's anything else too, let me know in the comments if there's anything you want me to do a video on. If you're wondering about something, is there something you want to talk about? I don't know what this is, I don't know what that is, how do you work this, where should I set this up at? Let me know in the comments and I'll do a video on it. So give me some ideas guys, give me some ideas on what you want this the next couple of videos to be about. It is absolutely shocking raining weather here. I've got this new setup coming, I've got something pretty special coming, and I can't do it until the rain stops. It's ridiculous. It's always the way. There was a flash of lightning. Absolutely great weather today. There's the thunder. Alrighty guys, so if you like this video, hit the like button for us, hit all the buttons, let me know what you think in the comments below. do everything for me, and I'll see you soon for another video.